48 seconds of logos. What the hell is this, the thin red line? I thought we were duty-bound as Americans to ignore anything that seems too Terrence Malick-y. Also, narration calls for this 2.5-hour movie to be over less than 2 minutes in.
Help!
This asshole found a way to make it to camp before any other assholes noticed him, so he could serve the dramatic reveal. Dying in a fire.
Get to the boat!
So, why can't more action scenes be like this? Why are we settling for the mega cut-a-thon of the comic book action scenes? This is better than anything any of those movies has done in years. For that, we will remove a sin. This asshole gets nearly drowned on the strength of his Maze Runner performance alone. Also, this is Take Your Son to Work Day done to the extreme. I mean, who brings their son on a deadly-ass job like this one? Excellent transition! Except, would vultures already be circling a spot where death is only 20 seconds old? I don't think they would, is what I'm saying.
What about his little half-breed son?
The story of Hugh Glass surviving a bear attack was definitely not heroic enough to make into a movie, so the Hollywood version has him father a Pawnee son, complete with Dances with Wolves backstory. This is so he's driven not only to survive, but to punish racists, a baller move for the early 19th century. Dude, if all these coworkers are so violently racist, why'd you bring your 13-year-old son on this job? Did this movie set out to rip off Aguirre, the Wrath of God during its first 20 minutes? Because it has succeeded. God damn, the cinematography is outstanding in this movie. Movie now rips off The Edge. Oh, wait, you say this happened in real life, and it was way before The Edge came out? Okay, well, movie still rips off The Edge. Also, movie steals the audio tape from Grizzly Man that Werner Herzog didn't let us hear. I don't know whether to add a sin for this bear being able to steam up an unseen camera, or remove a sin for putting the effect there to make us feel like it's a real bear. I guess I can't go against my nature. Oh, come on. He survives the bear attack, but then also survives the roughly 1 ton of bear that falls on him afterwards. Casual background Resident Evil zombie is casual.
Glass is to be cared for until. Understood?
Okay, fine. I get that John is motivated by money to stick around to care for Glass, but it's absolutely balls out amazing that anyone allows the guy who obviously hates Glass to do this job. Bird literally crawls out of recently dead woman's body, and I'm like, what?
Will you quit that noise now? Will you just...
Luckily for the plot, this kid from We're the Millers suddenly goes all arts and crafts on a key item that will add at least 20 minutes to the movie in the end. John tries to tell Glass that his death will save others, including his son. And he's not exactly wrong, is he? Is it really that villainous for him to say this? I mean, this guy really should be dead. I don't think 19th century fur traders were concerned about whether or not his survival would make a good movie.
Calm down, alright? You don't understand.
Does anyone in a movie know how to hold a gun on somebody? I mean, damn. How close do you need to be point a gun at someone to be effective?
They'll hang you!
Sure, tell the bad guy what's going to happen to him if you're allowed to live to tell the tale.
Breathing change?
I haven't noticed.
Why didn't John just go ahead and finish off Glass after he hit Hawk's body? We saw trees blowing in the wind for 14 seconds. We saw these ominous clouds fly over the mountains for another 14 seconds. That's eons in the movie to kill the guy who's nearly dead anyway. Is he worried Bridger would do an autopsy?
I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm sorry I'm contributing to leaving you for dead to protect my own skin. Here's some water you can't reach. Leo asked the director what his character's motivation was to pull himself out of this hole, and the answer was to win an Oscar. Of course, that doesn't make sense for someone living in 1823, but by gar, it worked. Way too many minutes of arm crawling toward a dead son. Also, here's another example of Hollywood pandering to our base emotions. In real life, Hugh Glass had no son. He was just super pissed about being left for dead and willed himself to live and get his back. Hollywood, however, thinks you can't relate to that unless he also had a son who was murdered. Well, John didn't even really hide this body at all, so that makes not killing Glass even more puzzling. And how did Bridger not find Hawk if he was only like 300 feet away? I mean, man. For the second time, somebody holds a gun to John's head that is way too close not to be stolen by him. Excessive mourning.
Waka.
The Re-Tribe is super amazing at tracking, which makes me wonder why they think this dude's daughter is anywhere with the fur trader guys. These Native Americans here? Yeah, they're just a red herring. They're like the gang members at the end of Training Day. They seem threatening throughout the movie, but ultimately they'll be undone by a huge coincidence. But whatever, anything to add to this movie's 2.5-hour runtime. And the account of how this guy who can barely crawl got all the way down here to the river was not of note in any way at all, so as not to be filmed whatsoever. Thrilling! I guess he's been crawling around with this hole in his throat the whole time? I mean, damn guys, how much blood loss and infection can somebody survive? Also, self-cauterizing a wound with gunpowder. Maybe he had to do it to live, but I didn't need to see it. Hugh wistfully wishes he could shoot one of these elk, but my question is, why did he fashion his walking stick to look so much like a rifle? Rock narking. I guess because of adrenaline, Glass is able to swim like Michael Phelps after only being able to crawl up until now. Also, these guys were insanely accurate hitting people with arrows throughout the entire movie, but can't hit Glass because he's the hero. Yeah, well, we definitely know the arrow whizzing into the water at 100 miles per hour didn't happen in this story. That's some made-up movie bullshit right there. Forgetting all the other times Glass should be dead, how is this guy not dead from hypothermia after this? Oh, don't mind me. I'm just a passing meteor in the night. Hey, Leo, will you tell Tom Hardy I love him? Sushi. Also, dude, I know you're probably starving, but you have a raging fire just 10 feet away. Glass somehow went to sleep near a feeding frenzy of wolves, and not one of them came by to finish the bear's job. I get the sense that no matter what happens by the end of this movie, several characters are going to die of trichinosis during the credits. I personally would have seasoned this a little more. Look, the movie is beautifully shot, don't get me wrong. Love these nature shots, but damn, half the movie is this. No one will be seated during the Jim Jarmusch's Dead Man portion of the movie. Also, let's not forget, 2.5-hour movie has time for a catching snowflakes in the air with their mouth scene. By the way, have we mentioned how incredibly ex machina this Pawnee guy is? First off, he appears out of nowhere after wolves kill a bison. Second off, he's Pawnee, speaking a language that Glass just happens to know. And third off, the guy is both MacGyver and House when it comes to caring for bear attack victims. And orgy. You know, it's easy to forget how much John Carter this movie has in it, until you're tasked to look for sins and you decide to be a truly nitpicky asshole. I feel like Scorpion's gonna jump out of one of these trees any minute and engage Glass in a corporeal battle of some sort. A sort of Mortal Kombat. Oh, no, that's not it. Well, good thing that guy served his purpose and completely concealed Glass from those French assholes before he died. So that dude's daughter has been with these French guys all along. People that Reed Chief has been dealing with for the whole movie, apparently. But they somehow never saw her during all those dealings. And how do these guys hide her during the times they're on the move? Did the Reed guy even suspect those assholes? And now we bring you to the all bad guys are rapists portion of this film. Man, that Pawnee attacked by a bear cure really made Glass strong, didn't it? After crawling over miles of terrain, swimming in rivers, and basically all the problems associated with being crippled by a bear, this asshole finally drops his magic canteen so somebody named Plotty McPlotterson can pick it up and show it to people who matter. Retribe again shows their inner stormtrooper and misses Glass with all the arrows. Yet another amazing action scene that I wish I could see more of in more movies. Also, Glass survives this, so I'm adding a sin back. Hey, we never said great stuff couldn't end up being a wash. Discount Han, Luke, and the Tauntaun. I think I could have done without seeing this. Like, just show him sleeping in the horse and maybe a nondescript pile of guts somewhere, and I'd get the point. Also, thank God this horse died, right? Also, aren't there wolves and shit running around in this area? I mean, maybe he's out of their area now, but seems like in a country full of bears and wolves, some predators would be lurking around and waiting to feast on a tasty horse carcass. Actual footage of Leonardo DiCaprio's birth. I mean, why the f*** did this dude even pick up Glass's canteen? Was there a dearth of liquid containers around the French camp? I mean, Jesus, what a lucky-ass canteen this is. Okay, so earlier Fitzgerald sees some dust coming from the ceiling, telling him that Captain Andrew's money was somewhere up there. It's actually pretty good storytelling. But then we find out the guy's got a pretty standard out-in-the-open safe sitting here. It's not like Fitzgerald needed to see dust coming from the ceiling to know where Andrew kept his money. I mean, this is a pretty small house. It wouldn't have taken long. I mean, kill me, I'm a nitpicky piece of shit.
Is it true you killed an officer?
I just killed a man who was trying to kill my son.
So, yes then? Oh good, an avalanche. What is this movie, 2012? Glass had a ton of chances to kill Fitzgerald before he noticed it. Is this one of those things where someone has to show how smart they are before they can get their revenge? Also, I see he went with the Tropic Thunder defense.
You killed my boy.
Not in the real story, but yeah, in this movie I suppose that's some motivational information. I mean, he left you for dead, so you should want to kill him regardless of your boy or any other bull. But, well, look who decided to show up out of nowhere. It's the Retribe, who Glass helped out a moment ago because he was lucky enough to be in a place to save that guy's daughter. Just amazing how that comes back around so quickly. Because you Ethan Hawke saved our lady from rape earlier, we will spare your life right now cliché. Did I see a vision of my dead ex-wife or didn't I? Oh, who f***ing cares? Let's get out of here already.
There was this sailor who was so fat.
How fat was he?
He was so fat that everybody liked him, and there was nothing funny about him at all.
How capable are your soldiers, General?
I won't have you question my methods.
You fight like a younger man. There's nothing held back. It's admirable, but mistaken.
Remember, only you can prevent forest fires.
Today, I'm gonna kill them.
You get something twisted out of your insides by all this blood.
Aurora Borealis shining down in Dallas. Can you picture that?
Gonna hang me in the morning. For the night is done.
I regret nothing!
You know how it is. When you get ravenously hungry, snacking can get a little out of control. But there's no reason to wait until hunger gets the better of you and you find yourself going crazy and mauling a trapper. NatureBox makes over 100 ridiculously delicious snacks that are made with better-for-you ingredients. Simply choose what snacks you want, and they are delivered right to you. That's way better than living in the woods and waiting for a meal to want or buy. In fact, you can go to naturebox.com/CinemaSins to get 2 bags of snacks free. My personal favorites are mini Belgian waffles and toasted sesame sticks. But because your snacking preferences may be different, NatureBox is constantly adding new and interesting snacks for you to discover every month. Just go to naturebox.com/CinemaSins right now to get 2 bags of delicious snacks without any of the junk for free. Plus, they believe you shouldn't eat something you don't like, so if you try a snack you don't like, NatureBox will replace it in your next box for free. Can't do that with the other snacks. And there's more good news. NatureBox offers a range of plans that people can select to best fit their snacking needs. There's no commitment, and you can change, skip, or cancel your box at any time. That's naturebox.com/CinemaSins for 2 free bags of bold and unique snacks delivered right to you. Go now!